Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Foxy Boxes Map Making with Sparks. I'm so sorry that it has been about 2 weeks, over 2 weeks since the last episode. I have had a very busy time of it, and I've just had things to do, and I have also been kind of a little bit apprehensive about the episode I'm about to make because it's going to involve a lot of block modeling, and unlike command blocking, it is something I'm less comfortable with at this point in time, but will hopefully get better at with time. So look at it, textures, look. So first of all, in a live stream a while ago, I basically played around with the what's it called? The thing. This thing, the color map for biome grass and leaves. So basically, there's a texture in the Minecraft system. It's like which gives grass and leaves different colors depending on the humidity and like the temperature and the dryness of the biome. And by changing that color map, you can get completely different colored grass and leaves for different biomes. So I've just set up a world here with different biomes in it. So this is Mushroom Island. Over here we have Extreme Hills. I just edited these biomes with MC Edit. We've got a desert right here, and then this is just the default forest. So it's kind of cool. We can use this to potentially make the different levels have different grass colors and different leaf colors. Without having to make new grass blocks for each level. So we can get some really interesting looking alien grass and trees. You'll notice that the actual these are also modified by the texture, which is pretty cool. I've basically set the color map for the grass to be the opposite of the color graph for the leaves. You'll also notice that birch leaves they're not affected by color maps, and nor are spruce. So we are slightly limited in the fact that we can only modify acacia. I think we can modify acacia. We can modify oak and dark oak, things like that. So that's kind of interesting. We can use that to get some really unique color feels for each of the levels we do by just changing the biome that the level is set in. Other ways that we can make levels unique is we can set the time of day for each level, so we can have some at night. Say if they're very far from the sun, we can set it at night so it feels more like it's, there's not much light reaching the planet. Some of them we can have it raining, others not. We can probably have snow in some of them. We can probably do that. And I guess other things we can do is a custom sky would be quite cool. What I'd really like is for every solar system, I've talked about this in previous episodes, we're going to have 5 solar systems of 5 planets each, so that's a total of 15 levels is the goal. It would be awesome if we could have different suns, or a different sun or suns or moons in the sky for each solar system, but I'm not sure whether that's possible. We'll have to think about that a little bit. This is a TNT crate texture, which was sent to me by Hello Me, I think is their name. Yes, Hello Me is the name of their YouTube account. Looks pretty cool. Thank you for sending it. I am hoping to have the TNT crate have countdown numbers on the side, so this may need a little modifying. I may use it. It's also very close to the original Minecraft TNT texture, which I'm not sure I want to keep because I want this to not look anything like Minecraft when we're done. That's the goal. So that's kind of a little bit of texturing talk over and done with. Samosaurus6 has been very kindly helping me a lot with block modeling, with like ideas about the JSON and MBT for block models, and that's what we're going to do today. So 15 episodes into the series, we're going to work on the start of the game. So the goal for today is we're going to have a way of when a person first joins the game, we're going to display a splash screen. We're going to have a logo pop up maybe, and we're going to try and work out a selection screen, like a start game, options, info kind of page, where it'll be sort of, you can move your mouse up and down to choose from 3 different options. And I'd also quite like to work on... I have an idea to try for a set for the very beginning of the game, which is going to be a bit ambitious. Hopefully we'll have time to do that this episode. So let's get straight onto this. Okay guys, so I'm recording this next bit with OBS. I have had bad experiences with recording with OBS in the past. Hopefully this works okay. So this is a list of all my worlds right now. This is my worlds folder, and I have been given permission by Samosaurus to pull apart his latest Where Am I map, which I Let's Played recently. So we're going to go and try and find the resources pack. I haven't actually ever done this before. And there's something specific that I want to grab from here, which I'm going to have to quickly locate, but it's a texture which he has as an item, which I want to modify for our use. Okay, so this texture right here, Where Am I, appears in front of your face at the very beginning of the map. You can watch this on my channel if you want to see how it looks in-game, but what's nice about this is that it's currently already perfectly centered in the middle of this player's screen. So I'm going to modify this texture. So we're going to grab that, which is a 256 by 256 image, and we're going to copy that over to the Foxy Boxes world. Sorry, the Foxy Boxes texture pack. So that's going in here now. Just going to call it option 1. And we will modify that texture to have some of our own text on there in a moment. I'm just going to go back over to here, and we're going to try and find the block model for that. This is the moment when I realise that I don't know which one of these it is. 1 second. Okay, I've just reopened this this world, and we're going to click the button to begin. Right, there's the text in front of my face. It behaves a bit weird when you're walking around, but when you're looking around, it stays pretty nicely centered, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to go into here and see if I can locate the item. Oh, okay. I think it's a diamond hoe, maybe? Which will put it in the items folder. Diamond hoe. Let's take a look at this JSON. So here's the texture tag, and it's referencing that logo texture. It looks like it has one face, and we have some display information here. So it looks like it's made to be invisible when it's on the ground. Like it has a scale of 0. I don't know if that makes it invisible or just small, but it has that for the GUI as well, which seems to make it invisible. And then for first person, that's the only one where you can see this. It's got a scale of 1. So I'm going to copy this JSON file and see if we can modify it to give us some cool stuff. Okay, so now we're in Photoshop, and I'm basically going to just hide that and just use this square as a template so I know where things are going to be centered from. So we're going to get a text box, and we're just going to put 3 options on here, I suppose. We want play, options, and we want something about video rights, like the credit information that people who make a video with this map need to include. What would that be? Video credits? Video maker? Well, Samosaurus has called it video terms in his map, which sounds like a good name for it. Now I just need to find a fairly simple, fairly good looking font for this. We can probably change this later and change the font color of these to sort of a grayish so that it's clear that play is selected. And then we'll make 3 copies of this with a different one highlighted for each one. And then we should be able to hopefully tie the texture to the vertical height of the camera, so people can move the mouse up to select a higher one and move the mouse down to select a lower option. We'll have to see how that feels. This has been a frustrating 2 or 3 hours. I knew this episode was going to take a long time to make. So you can see that I'm currently holding a diamond hoe in my hand. And you can't see any text in front of me. You can see it from the side, like that, and you can see it in this view. I put a black box around it because I was trying to see if I could catch sight of it. But in this view, I cannot see it at all. This is because 1.9 and 1.8 have different ways of displaying block models. It's very annoying, but they've basically changed a load of stuff. And I was talking to Samosaurus, and basically his map is for 1.8, so I can't actually use that as a template. So he said, get Cubik Pro. It's not too expensive, so I paid the $10, 10 euros, I think it was, about £7, for Cubik Pro, and I can't get it to install on my computer because it refuses to connect to the website to verify the serial key. So I'm feeling a little frustrated right now, but I can't manually change the numbers, what are they called? The translation, rotation, and scale values to make this appear in first person view. I can't work out what the numbers are. I was planning to get Cubik Pro so that I could just manually place it in front of my face. So I guess we're gonna have to make do with this for now, for this episode, in the interest of getting it out, and just skip this stage and just work on some command blocky stuff for the beginning of the game instead, and then I'll have to look into the whole modeling issue, the whole Cubik Pro issue later. I have messaged Sfax, the creator. Hopefully he'll get back to me at some point. So let's start at the beginning. So we want to make sure that if a player has joined the game for the very first time, or in fact if a player has joined the game, i.e. has left and come back, we probably want to display a splash screen. I mean, I'm thinking of pretty much any console game I've ever played, pretty much any sort of PC game has got a splash screen with the logo of the creation company, and I figure that this game should have that too, rather than just starting right away, right? So I believe there is a stat we can use to where's our list of objectives? I think this is our list of objectives. Yeah, so we should be able to scoreboard. Hang on, scoreboard objectives, add logins stat dot player stat dot leave game. So that we should be able to use to work out when a player has joined the game. So scoreboard objectives, display sidebar logins, and then if I leave the game and rejoin the game, we should see that I have a score of 1. Yes, if I do that again, I'll get a score of 2. So we can execute on anyone with a login score of 1 to start the game. So if they were in a level at that time, we would have to, I suppose, teleport them to the right place. We'd have to set their level score back to 0 if they've left the level. I don't know if we want to let people, like, in most games, if you just turn off without saving, then you will be taken back to the title screen and you have to start the level from the beginning. And most levels like this don't let you save halfway through a level, because if you could go through a level and basically save and quit at a point just before a very tricky jump, and then make a backup of the world, and then log in, try the jump. If you fail, if you were desperate, log in, jump. If you fail, just reload a backup of the world. And then you basically created a save state for yourself. So I think we should make it so that if a player leaves the game and joins again, especially because this is single player, so there shouldn't be worries about servers kicking you mid-game, it should take you back to the beginning of the level. So we're going to set their login score to 1, and we're going to detect when they have that login score of 1, and go from there. We can probably put that on a slow clock, but maybe we should put it on a fast one just to be safe. Test for at a score logins equals 1. So that should, it's finding me. And then we can have a conditional command block here. Conditional set block, block data, like this. Success, auto 1B, and then we put this here with a scoreboard players set at a logins 0. Oh, I remember what it is. Right. So we need to go put this here, and then in here we go block data auto 0b, like that. Okay, so scoreboard players set at a logins 1 sets it automatically back to 0. So that's like a little conditional thing there. And then here we put all the stuff that we want to happen when a player is logging in for the first time. So I guess we need to find a place to put them. Where are we right now? We're at 0, 0 roughly, right? No, we're at 1,900 for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to try something here. I've got an empty map. I'm going to right-click it. It's going to do this. And then I'm going to... Aha! Okay, well, I can think of two things I did wrong with this. Firstly, I think I'm on the... Oh no, it doesn't have my location on it. That's okay. This is I thought this might be a good way of displaying the logo to people. But it seems to be like the item frame is visible behind it, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it would be like invisible, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I'll have to think about that. I basically used a map program to take a circular logo image. It's I basically Googled Minecraft image to map and clicked on the first link and downloaded the thing that it gave me. So and then when I generated this map, it created a file in the dat folder of Foxy Boxes called map _0.dat, and I just replaced the one that the image generator gave me. So this will be a way of making people see that logo, if we wanted to. It's very blurry. Give me a second. Okay, well, I've changed the texture of black wool to make it pure black. A good start, I think. To have sort of a completely black loading screen. Is that going to pop off, or is that going to be okay? You never can tell, but we can make a sort of textureless box with this, which is kind of cool. Okay, so when they log in for the first time, I'm going to change this. Instead of doing a test for, it's going to scoreboard players add logins 1, so that if our score is 1, it just keeps adding it up. And then this is going to be replaced by a by this command here, which we will execute on all players with a login score of however long we want them to wait there staring at the thing for. So TP at a score logins min equals 10, for example. Let's make that 30 for now, just so we can see if it's working, to that location. And then that should do it. So if we set our score back to scoreboard players set sparks logins 1, we should get teleported. No, we didn't. Oh dear. Right, let's try that again. So now it'll teleport us. We can't move until we reach 30, and then we can. We can't really do anything about the camera jerking like that when people try and move their mouse. It's very annoying. Which is why I was kind of hoping, well, I am hoping to have it as an item in your hand, because then you can move your camera all you like. The black background will stop it from looking like you're moving very much, but it will, the image will follow you around in your hand, much as that crate is right now, with a little bit of wobble. But you know, it's not as jerky as when people try and move their mouse in this situation like that. It's horrible, right? Right, I'd be very surprised if this works the first time. It didn't. Okay, so I've been looking at the title command, which I haven't used in a long time and I'm really not familiar with, but it looks like you actually need to use JSON formatting, which is kind of annoying. I really don't like having to JSON format, and you actually need the speech marks as well. So let's try that again. That was me experimenting. Nothing. I'll probably get rid of title in favor of oh, I know what's happening. In favor of a texture pack with that text on it later. But I'm just playing around with it for now. Score logins min equals 2. Okay, now it's working. Set the score to 1. It presents that. I mean, the text is like totally in the wrong place compared to the image. Ugh. Just realised a better way of doing this than a map would have been to just give this to an armor stand to hold. And to get rid of the visual bordering issue, we could have just had a black edge around this image instead of making it transparent. But there you go. I want to switch it over to that held item anyway, as soon as I can get Cubik Pro installed, so I can see what the heck is going on with that. So really not happy with the progress in today's episode, but we're kind of 20 minutes in. Once the presents thing has come up, and I may include a logo for Noodle Soup, who's been writing quite a lot of music, which for the different levels, and maybe anyone else who's been especially helpful, like voice actors or something like that, may credit them at the beginning with a logo as well. Once that's all played through, we will take them to a login screen. Now, what I'd like to do I've been trying to think of how to do a login screen for quite some time. So I'm just going to tell you sort of what my plans are for it. And I was trying to decide what would make a good background to this text we were generating at the beginning of this level, like start game, credits, etc. So the storyline for Foxy Boxes, you start off in a cage, but through the rest of the game you are in a spaceship. So I think what I'm going to try and do is, if you have started the game and you haven't played it at all yet, or you've reset the world, the screen will be the view of the starting area of the cutscene at the beginning. So there will be you will be looking through the bars of a cage into a small white room with other cages in it, and that'll be the backdrop, and you will be able to look around the cage, and that's pretty much it. There'll be some background noise, maybe some beeps or some air conditioning running, and you'll be able to select your game from there. After that, if you have played through a level, there'll be a different start screen, which I would imagine I'd like to be the viewport of the spaceship. So you can see the control center at the bottom of the screen, like the control panel, and then you can see sort of a viewport to the space outside with some planets and stars or whatever in it, and then the selection menu will be over the top of the window. I think that's what I'd like to do. That's the plan. So we'll have to see how that goes. I want to model that first cage and room next, and I'll probably do that in a live stream as soon as I can get Cubik Pro to work, because I don't really want to record that because it's going to be OBS, and OBS does horrible things with recording that I don't like to deal with. So I think I'm going to wrap it up for today. Sorry, didn't get as much done, but I talked about a few plans and things. We did some experiments, and we learned some valuable lessons about 1.9 sucking for texture packs. So I will hopefully be releasing another episode soon instead of in 2 weeks. I'm flattered that so many people have been asking where the next episode is. Thank you for being so excited to see new episodes from this series. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.